right, we're here to talk about BioShock Infinite, Burial at Sea, Chapter 1, the much-anticipated DLC for BioShock Infinite. Jose, what did you have to think about going back to Rapture?
It's been a while since I've experienced some Rapture. I mean, this game came out in March of this year, so it's even been a while since I've played BioShock Infinite, so I thought it was cool to get to jump back in, especially getting to revisit Rapture before all the chaos had begun and getting to see why it was such a Rapture.
How long have you been in Rapture?
Let's just say I don't get out much.
I think that's the magic for this game. Let's just get right out and say it. It's like you're taking all the advancements and features that they had made with BioShock in the move from BioShock to BioShock Infinite. So we're talking about 4 years of development here.
Yeah.
And then bringing you back to that iconic location for the first BioShock game. So fans of the series are going to get, it's the chocolate and the peanut butter together. And it really sort of like brings them both together in a way that lets people really have the best of both worlds.
Where'd you find that?
You don't expect a girl to share all her secrets, do you, Mr. DeWitt?
You know what I love that they brought back? They brought back the weapon wheel. Sounds like a simple adjustment, but the fact that I can just hold my right bumper, switch to any one of my weapons instead of having to scroll through and go through all these different weapons makes my life so much easier, especially when you're in a fire with all these crazy enemies coming at you.
I always felt that Rapture was just a better location than Columbia. The enemies in Columbia just didn't really have the same sort of macabre intensity that I think that the Rapture environment and the Rapture characters had, and they bring you back there, which I think they did a wonderful job with. And when you talk about games with great story content, I mean, there's really no better games on the market, I think, right now than the BioShock games in terms of really getting players excited about where the story is going and really sort of hitting you with having some emotional intensity.
I appreciate the fact, you know, you had mentioned how the enemies seem a lot better in the Rapture experience than in Columbia. I think because Columbia had that bright openness, and Rapture's that dank, dark, desolate area where these enemies just go to die.
It's taking you back into the powers that you got in the original BioShock, which I actually enjoyed a lot more than the abilities you got in BioShock Infinite.
It was just something special about the first time you're interacting with these plasmids and you get all these different abilities. That's what I miss. That's what I love, and I appreciated that about the original game, and it's good to see that they brought some of that back for this DLC.
Yeah, it felt very much, if you enjoyed playing the game with the Elizabeth character, which I have felt like just brought so much to the table,
yeah,
but you missed some of those nice elements of being in the Rapture, this really combined those things. Even though if you played the original BioShock Infinite, you kind of have an idea of where the story's going to go, and so it takes a little bit of that punch away, but still like a great narrative experience. My only one knock, it feels like just when this episode is really getting started,
it ends.
It ends.
Yeah.
Is that right?
For me, it's well worth the money. I'm going to give it an 8.
I'm giving it an 8.5. I love Rapture.